Thank God you're here.
Moms and dads, if you got teens in the house, go get them.
The whole thing is alive with happiness. I want the feeling of the early morning.
Good morning, daffodils. Good morning, tulips. Good morning.
I know what he's got. He's got the morning drive.
Well, at least we're all in this together.
Your morning wake-up call. David Zublick's Awake Nation. Truth with a shot of espresso starts now.
Penny, have you ever slept naked?
I try not to.
Yeah, me too. I don't feel comfortable.
You know why? I sleep in my clothes. Okay, because
you don't even have pajamas or something?
No, I don't actually. What's the purpose in changing? I sleep in like a t-shirt.
Only because they're more it's more comfortable.
My clothes are very comfortable. But if there's a fire, I'm not going outside naked.
Right. No, I totally understand what you mean. I don't like doing it either.
I sleep in regular clothes, so.
Yeah. I'm going to have to get you a pair of pajamas for Christmas.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe, one with the footies.
Yeah, right. I like the onesies.
The onesies. Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, there are some places that are very cold, which I might have to reconsider.
Yeah, when you eventually move to a more colder climate, you're going to feel differently. But anyway,
that's true.
Reddit asked people who sleep naked, when has it ever backfired? Here are some of the responses. I was once sleeping on my stomach and my dog barfed on my back.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! That's the worst.
Apartment. Here you go. Apartment building caught on fire. I had just enough time to grab my husband's robe, which was missing the tie, and run outside with an infant and a toddler. News crew showed up. My kids are trying to crawl into my robe because they're scared. Definitely flashed more people that day than I would have liked.
See, that's the nightmare, David.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the nightmare that the hotel, because I lived in hotels for a very long time. The hotel catches on fire, you run outside naked, and there's a news crew there.
Yeah,
that's the nightmare.
Let's see. I was sleeping at college, and a burglar came in. He didn't think anyone was home because it was spring break, but I had stayed. He opened my door, saw me, apologized, then took a bag of cookies I had and my roommate's Nikes. Couldn't run after him because I was, naked.
Exactly.
In college, the only thing I could grab was a coat. So there I am, Donald ducking with the rest of my dorm, waiting for the fire department to let us back into the building, all because some idiot burned a grilled cheese sandwich.
It's the fire.
Grilled cheese sandwich. That sounds good for lunch.
It does sound good.
Got our house broken into. Held at gunpoint. Yep, definitely worse with your junk out. Especially if the gun is bigger than your junk.
Yeah,
let's see.
Bad.
While on tour with a show, here you go. At a hotel, I got up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, half asleep. It wasn't until I heard the click of the door behind me that I realized I just stepped out into the hallway.
Oh, God.
Thankfully, it was the dead of night, and the only person I had to face was the front desk clerk, who didn't laugh too hard.
Right.
And finally, I had just laid down for bed and started hearing a buzzing sound. Hopped out of bed and hit the lights, and a yellow jacket was attacking me. Not a fun battle to fight with no armor. Well, like I said, I have never slept naked, and I have absolutely no intention to, only because I don't want my wife to divorce me.
Alarm clock singing in the fog. Feet hit floor like morning jog. Shower steam, the world awaits. Gotta love these waking states. Awakened nation, we rise with dawn. Your morning brew, till worry's gone. We light the fuse with news and flair. So come prepared.
And good Wednesday morning, everybody. On this Wednesday, the 14th of May, 2025. Welcome into the Awake Nation, your morning wake-up call that brings you the truth with a shot of espresso. I'm David Zublik.
And I'm Penny Lee Shepherd. You know what?
You know what?
I just realized you can't actually see the picture behind me because it's you and I, but there's a light that's blocking us out.
I can see that. I can see the shine, but that's the shine coming off of your face.
That's a shine coming off of our faces, a team together.
I have to tell you something funny. You're going to get a kick out of this, okay? So my mother-in-law is in town, and she's staying with us, and for the rest of the week, and then we're all going down to Ohio for a couple of days to celebrate my niece's graduation from U of M Law School.
Nice.
She's going to be an attorney, and she's already got a job lined up. But anyway, so my mother-in-law's in town with us for a few days, and we're sitting at the dinner table last night, and she says, "Can you do me a favor?" And I said, "What?" She says, "Can you say your greeting like you do on the show every morning?"
Really?
I said, "Like, what do you mean?" She says, like, "Good Tuesday morning, everybody." Could you just do that for me? And I said, "No." And she says, "Why not?" I said, "Well, it would be like asking Ed McMahon, when he comes home for dinner, it's like, can you say, 'Here's Johnny'?" Or
the price is right. Come on down.
Or asking Thurl Ravenscroft, who did the voice of Tony the Tiger, to say they're great.
Oh my gosh, well, she's a fan.
And people used to ask him to do that. He would say no, and they said, "Why not?" He said, "Because you're not paying me." But
well, she's a
so
fan.
I just said it's one thing to do it on the show. I said, but other than that, I'm kind of more reserved, and I don't just go out there and throw those things out there. Right. So
you just don't go into Starbucks and say good morning.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, good Wednesday.
Welcome to the Awake Nation. I'm David Zublik.
Yeah, so I just thought that you get a little kick out.
We'll have to practice that because when we go to Starbucks together, I'm going to expect that out of you.
We will. We'll do that. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, we have
magnificent news. Magnificent.
Yes, all kinds of
getting better with Christmas every day. Trump pitches America's golden age to wealthy Gulf investors. Now, before we do this, I just must say that on Agent X11, Skip Press is doing a show called America's Golden Eon, AGE. And the reason he started doing it is because of Trump. Because Trump's golden age. He said Trump talked about a golden age. So I'm going to review America, and I'm going to talk about the golden age of America. And I even wrote a song about it. So you'll have to watch the show to find it out. However, we are going on vacation. Starting tomorrow will be our last show until after Memorial Day.
Yeah, we'll be back Tuesday the 27th, the day after Memorial Day, to get started up all over again. So
Trump pitches America's golden age to wealthy Gulf investors. Saudi Arabia committed to a $600 billion U.S. investment, including a nearly $142 billion arms deal. Art of the deal, my friend. He began his speech by saying, "I've come this afternoon to talk about the bright future of the Middle East, but first let me begin by sharing the abundance of good news from a place called America. Our future's so bright, you guts to wear shades." He talked about inheriting a border crisis and bringing illegal crossings down to historic lows within weeks, declining inflation, and nearly 1 million new jobs being created since he took office. He praised, and of course, in the in the news industry, in the alternative news industry, more and more burgeoning individuals have had jobs created for them because the MSN is so crappy. He praised the trade deals with the UK and China as major wins, adding that investment in America is up 22% in the first quarter and that Congress is close to passing the largest tax and regulatory cuts in U.S. history, underscoring his message that now is the right moment to invest in the United States. Prior to his prepared address, Trump took the stage in a way reminiscent of his 2024 election campaign with "God Bless the USA" playing. He spoke for more than an hour before wrapping up with YMCA. the song he frequently used to close his campaign rallies. We are rocking, he told the forum, and bringing U.S. and Saudi business executives together. The United States is the hottest country, with the exception of your country, I have to say, he joked. And not only that, but he got a standing ovation.
Yeah, they love him in Saudi Arabia, and they have signed a $142 billion arms deal. A White House statement says the deal with Saudi Arabia was the largest defense sales agreement in history. The United States and Saudi Arabia have finalized a deal for the Gulf monarchy to receive nearly $142 billion in new weapons, military equipment, and training support, the White House announced. The agreement is part of a larger $600 billion deal for Saudi Arabia to expand its economic ties with the United States. The White House announced the deal at the start of President Trump's planned 4-day tour of the Middle East. In a fact sheet that it released on Tuesday, the White House called the $600 billion overall deal the largest set of commercial agreements on record between the two countries, with the military component alone representing the largest defense sales agreement in history. According to the White House, the military portion of the agreement will cover state-of-the-art warfighting equipment and services from over a dozen U.S. defense firms. Included on the list of new arms transfers are air and space systems, air and missile defense, maritime and coastal security, and systems to help secure Saudi Arabia's land borders, modernize the Saudi military's land forces, and upgrade the Saudi military's communication systems. Fantastic.
Yes. I mean, we're just getting, kudos all over the place. Qatar gave us a plane. It's good news. It's good news all over. And unfortunately, the Dems are, I think I have a video on board regarding from gut feel regarding the Dems just being like, the drunks of America.
Yeah.
And they're not stopping. They're just continuing to engage in their ridiculosity.
Because they're collapsing. This is a complete collapse of the Democrat Party. When all they got is AOC and Bernie Sanders.
Do you think it'll go away?
No, it'll never go away. It's going to continue. But what will happen?
Party. Do you think the party will just
the Democrat Party? No. I think what they're going to do is at some point they're going to hit rock bottom like an alcoholic who realizes it's either die or change your ways. And they will
end up in jail.
They will attend DA meetings, which are Democrats Anonymous, and rebuild themselves in a new way and come up with more moderate candidates. But for now, I'm watching the destruction and enjoying every minute of it.
Me too. Trump is going to drop sanctions against Syria to give it a chance at greatness. I will be ordering the cessation of sanctions against Syria in order to give them a chance at greatness, the U.S. president says. President Donald Trump on May 13th announced he had ordered the cessation of U.S. sanctions against Syria, warming diplomatic relations with the country's de facto new leaders. I will be ordering the cessation of sanctions against Syria in order to give them a chance at greatness. I just have to do it like Trump because he says it like 3 times. Trump said in an address to the Saudi U.S. Investment Forum in Riyadh on Tuesday, the United States had applied sanctions against Syria after the country fell into a state of civil war in 2011. These sanctions were aimed at raising pressure on Syrian leader Bashar Assad, who finally relinquished power and fled the country in December in the face of a surprise rebel offensive.
Now, here's one that's kind of interesting. United Health CEO abruptly steps down for personal reasons.
Health reasons, right.
The company said, I don't want to get shot.
I know, that's the health reason. I don't want to get killed.
That's my health reason. I don't want to be bullied. The company says the move is effective immediately, and Stephen Hemsley will take over as CEO. Andrew Whitty, the chief executive of United Health Group, stepped down for personal reasons and was effective immediately, the company announced on Tuesday. Now, Stephen Hemsley will serve as the company's CEO and chairman of the board of directors. Meanwhile, Whitty will serve as a senior advisor to Hemsley, the company said. Although Whitty is stepping down, United Health still has tremendous opportunities to grow as we continue to help improve healthcare and to perform to our potential, and in so doing, return to our long-term growth objectives of 13 to 16%.
You know, I wonder, Witty's pretty smart. He's witty too, but I wonder if he's been getting death threats.
He probably has.
on
I would,
other
I would
people.
assume that, and I'll bet that what happened, he was getting death threats. Maybe his family was, and his wife said, it's not worth it.
No, just step down. We're good to go. We have a retirement plan and a health plan too. We're at 16 after the hour.
We are at 16 minutes after the hour. Okay, we'll take a very quick break. I do want to talk to you a little bit about disaster. There's something going on in America's heartland right now, especially in the farmlands, that is not getting enough attention in the news. You may have heard a little bit about it on this program, but I haven't heard anybody else talking about it. The Chinese have been buying up a lot of farmland here in the U.S. They've also taken control over critical supply chains. We're talking about fertilizer, animal feed, farming equipment. Why? Well, it's clear. They're trying to tighten up their control on global food production. And if things go south, well, we need to be ready. And that's why I trust the good folks over at My Patriot Supply. Now, they're the number one preparedness company in the United States of America with 2 million satisfied customers. And right now, if you buy a 4-week emergency food kit, you're going to get 4 free 72-hour kits, an extra 12 days worth of food, absolutely free. That's 4 weeks of delicious meals, breakfasts, lunches, dinners, drinks, snacks, everything you need, delivering 2,000 plus healthy calories a day to you and your family, okay? Now, we can't control what China does, but we can control how prepared we are. And that's why I want you to go to preparewithdavid.com. That's preparewithdavid.com. There's a QR code appearing right now in the lower left-hand corner of your screen to get you there. Please go to preparewithdavid.com today and get your 72-hour food kits, 12 more days of food, absolutely free. All right. You're not going to want to miss that by going to preparewithdavid.com. All right. Now, of course, it is Wednesday. We are smack dab in the middle of the week, and it's time to get a little traffic report today. Here's Captain Joe Pesci in Skycopter 1 to tell us what's happening.
Morning. Well, if it ain't Ralph Cramden and Ed Norton, you two are pathetic. But anyway, I got your traffic right here. No major tie-ups or accidents on this Wednesday.
What?
Check this one out. Authorities in Edison, New Jersey conducted a raid last Thursday at the Bliss Spa massage parlor, suspected of prostitution and money laundering. Police recovered more than $750,000, including $600,000 in cash sewn inside a giant teddy bear found at the business owner's home. 47-year-old Daniello Diano is charged with money laundering, promoting organized street crime, and promoting and maintaining a house of prostitution. How can any story with a teddy bear not have a happy ending? Do they have to wait for the money to make its way through the teddy bear's digestive system and come out its butt? Are they waiting for Winnie the Pooh? It's a new massage parlor business model, the Boinka Bear Workshop. From high above the metro area, this is Captain Joe Pesci in Skycopter 1.
Thank you, Joe.
I thank you, Joe. We appreciate you very much, as always. Joe will, of course, be back again tomorrow, if not sooner. We never know, because sometimes he's here more than one. And now it's time to check the weather. Yes, check the weather.
The ice storm has crippled the greater metropolitan area. With a record-breaking 2.5 inches of ice on the ground, transportation is impossible. Schools, airports, and the local government are all closed, and first responders are having a hard time responding to emergencies. With more on this terrible ice storm, our weather girl, Rainbow Bright.
Oh, God.
Rainbow.
Yes.
Rainbow's not right. There's something wrong with Rainbow.
Rainbow. Rainbow, you there?
She's...
I love ice skating! Triple axel! What?
That's me on skates. Really?
All right.
You know, the shear's marginal, but we do have perhaps some speed shear going on here that could support some severe thunderstorms, and we'll get that as we head into tomorrow later in the day once everything swings together for us here. So watch as we head into this afternoon. Yeah, chance for a few stronger thunderstorms, but once that rotates in and we've got some of that wind energy that's starting to take shape, that's when we'll see some of these stronger storms develop. Torcon is low, mainly hail, damaging winds with this as it pushes through into the overnight hours. And then as we head into Thursday and everything is going to be shifting east a bit, we are going to have that warm air loft that is going to initially inhibit storms to grow because the warm air is already aloft. You want the warm air at the surface in order for thunderstorms to grow. But we do have some strong mid-level winds that are coming in here. That will help those storms continue to develop and will bring us rain as we head into our Thursday.
All right, there you go. And as you can see, again, the precipitation mostly on the East Coast right now. That the rest of the country seems okay. High temperature. Oh, it's 80 degrees right now.
It is. It is.
80 in the Texas-Mexico border. So there you have it, folks. That's your high in the United as of 4:20 a.m. this morning. So imagine how much hotter it's going to get as the day goes on.
Yeah, it's gonna
Back
get
to the
hot
morning brew.
Hot as on the sun. Federal judge says Trump's invocation of Alien Enemies Act was legal. What? Who's this?
He's a good guy, whoever that is.
Right. The judge holds that Tren de Aragua gang was engaging in the type of predatory incursion that the Alien Enemies Act mentions. I agree.
Yes.
The federal judge in Pennsylvania, really, has said that President Donald Trump validly invoked the Alien Enemies Act in March as part of an effort to deport Venezuelan gang members. I have a thought. Why don't we have a federal judge forum and a cook-off to decide who actually is right? So let's have all the federal judges get together and then take a vote, and then they can throw the bad judges off the island.
How about or do it more like Judiciary Idol and allow us to vote for the judge? I mean, you can vote
I love that. Judiciary Idol. You got to do a thing on that. More specifically, I specifically did not join any of those things, American Idol, or I just didn't, because I figured I was happy doing what I was doing, and I didn't need to try to seek the acclaim. Although I will say I did audition for Barbie Rocker, so there's that.
I used to watch American Idol, but after Simon Cowell left the show to do other things, I stopped watching it, and I don't watch it at all now in its latest incarnation.
Yes,
Not into it.
a lot of people use that as a talent pool. Some people whom I will not mention. More specifically, U.S. District Judge Stephanie Haynes held that gang Tren de Aragua, we've all had to learn how to say that word, TDA, was engaging in the type of predatory incursion that the Alien Act mentions. So that's a girl, Stephanie Haynes.
Wow.
In an opinion, May 13, Haynes noted that TDA has been designated a foreign terrorist organization. That designation, she said, heavily supports the conclusions that TDA is a cohesive group united by a common goal of causing significant disruption to the public safety of the United States. Well, Ms. Stephanie Haynes, I concur.
We salute you,
We
Ms.
do.
Haynes.
Thank you.
And your fiance, Fruit of the Loom. Serbian president remains committed to joining EU after Moscow visit. Alexander Vučić said his decision to attend Putin's Victory Day parade was part of efforts to maintain traditional friendships. Serbian President Alexander Vučić on Tuesday said his country remains committed to its plan to join the European Union and wants to speed up its membership bid after his recent trip to Russia raised eyebrows in Brussels. Vučić visited Moscow on May the 8th and May the 9th to attend the Victory Day Parade celebrating the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. While there, he met with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Chinese leader Xi Jinping.
Yes, he
And
celebrated.
by the way, we may be hearing in the next, probably won't be this week, but when we get back from vacation, we're going to have an exclusive with Xi Jinping here in the program.
Nice. Well, Vucic, should be celebrating that we're not in World War III. And
Thanks to Trump.
yes, Vucic, Gucci Goo. Federal judge orders NYC to hand over jail system to outside official. That's interesting. The order says that official is responsible for the remediation of the ongoing violations of the constitutional rights in the New York City jails. Well, that's about time. A federal judge on Tuesday issued an order allowing an outside official to take control of the New York City jail system, including the troubled Rikers Island facility, and tasked that official with rectifying ongoing violations at those facilities and reporting updates to the court. In a 77-page decision issued on Tuesday, U.S. District Judge Laura Taylor Swain wrote that the official will be tasked with supporting the remediation of the ongoing violations of the constitutional rights of the people in custody in the New York City jails. She did not name the official, but said the person would have to directly report to the court, and that official cannot be a city government employee. I wonder if it might be somebody that we know that's running the ICE patrol.
It could be. I mean, something's got to happen. Those New York City jails are out of control. Take a look what happened to Jeffrey Epstein. And by the way, we'll be hearing from Jeffrey Epstein today too. Turns out he's not dead, and he's going to be reporting in. He's going to be reporting in.
Did he buy Diddy's Island?
Well, he's going to be talking about the Diddy trial. That's coming up later on this morning.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, Trump announces endorsement of New Jersey's governor race primary. The president reasoned that Jack Clattarelli is best positioned to win. President Donald Trump announced that he is endorsing Republican Jack Clattarelli. Am I pronouncing that?
I think it's Ciatarelli.
Yeah, Ciatarelli. I'm sorry. That I looked like an L to me. I did not see the dot. Sorry about that. Jack Ciatarelli in the New Jersey. Sorry about that, Jack. In the New Jersey's governor primary race, Jack Ciatarelli is a terrific American. America first candidate running for the next governor of the state that I love, New Jersey. Trump wrote in a Monday post on Truth Social. A former state assemblyman, Ciatarelli narrowly lost to Democrat incumbent Governor Phil Murphy in the 2021 gubernatorial race. He announced last month he's running for the 2025 election. Also, in his social media post, Trump wrote that Ciatarelli is best positioned to stand tall against the radical left Democrats and, more importantly, ensure a big victory in this very important gubernatorial election, an election that is being closely watched by the entire world because, he said, we are ending woke and all of the other nonsense that goes along with it. Now, Ciatarelli is in a position to stand tall, whereas former Governor Chris Christie stood wide.
Yes, he did. He was a wide load. Let me just see if I've got a short one. Okay, before we go to break. Record tariff revenue boosts U.S. budget surplus in April. Treasury receipts from U.S. levies are expected to slow after the latest trade developments. Tariff revenues reached a record high in April and helped boost the federal budget surplus for the month, new Treasury Department data shows. According to the department's monthly Treasury statement, the U.S. government registered a $258 billion budget surplus last month, a 23% increase from the same month a year ago. The slightly better than expected budget surplus reflected a more than 9% year-over-year increase in tax receipts in the final month of tax season and an 86% jump in tariff revenues. That's a lot. In April, customs duties totaled $16.3 billion, up from the $7.1 billion collected a year ago. By comparison, individual income tax and corporate income tax receipts were $537 billion and $94 billion respectively. In the fiscal year to date, October 24 to 25, receipts from U.S. tariffs total more than $59 billion, up approximately 34% from the same span in the last fiscal year.
That is absolutely fantastic. And Trump knew that this was going to happen by the imposition of these tariffs.
Yes,
And
he's
now
been studying this, David, for like, I don't know what, like 40 years?
the man knows business. He knows how to bring revenue into the United States. And we are going to see income taxes fall. We're going to see all kinds of good things. I have never been so really pumped up and excited about the future of the United States of America than I am right now. I will say that. All right, that's Dr. Z here on the Awake Nation. Very quickly, who's coming up on Agent X11 today?
On Agent X11, and I didn't go all the way down there. Hold on just a second. Just give me just a moment. Here we go. This is our true crime segment, and we're going to have crime investigations with TJ Ward and Chris Montgomery.
All right, so that's noon Eastern today live on the David Zublick channel on Rumble. You can also check it out later on the Agent X11 channel on Rumble. So make sure you subscribe to both channels. We are developing a 24/7 channel. We're already going to have JJ Carroll and Dr. Sherry Tenpenny is going to be on board. All of this is probably going to start the week of May 27th when we return from our vacation. That's going to do it for today. We got great programming all day long, so stay with the David Zublick channel, and we will see you tomorrow morning again, 6 a.m. Eastern. In the meantime, we're out of time, so we are out of here. Hey, have a great rest of the day. Zublick out.
Shepherd out.
It's your day, so come prepared. Traffic's buzzing, streets are tight. We bring the heat, your guiding light. No matter what the forecast says, we'll warm your heart, come storm or haze. Tune in, dear, while on the move. Thumping bass, it sets the groove. Headlines flowing, be precise. Turning ears, it's paradise. Awake nation, we rise with dawn. Your morning brew, till worry's gone. We light the fuse with news and flair. It's your day, so come prepared. Dear, while on the move, thumping bass, it sets the groove. Headlines flowing, be precise. Turning ears, it's paradise. Awake nation, we rise with dawn. Your morning brew, till worry's gone. We light the fuse with news and flair. It's your day, so come prepared. So come prepared.